Hey everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to the channel. I'm filming a review video today of the 2 resorts that I stayed at on this trip. This is my last night at Bay Lake Tower in a 1-bedroom lake view, and then I'm also going to bring you my review of my time at Kidani Village in a Savannah view studio room. So I'm really glad that you're here. So before I get started, I will show you exactly what I am looking at right now. It is really, really beautiful. This room has been so great for the last 3 nights. Tonight is my last night here. I'm super bummed to be leaving. This happens to me every vacation. It doesn't matter how many days I stay, 3 nights, 4 nights. This trip was 6 nights, which is the longest trip I've had in a minute. And honestly, I feel like I'm just now getting relaxed. I wish I could stay. I'm sitting on the floor right now. So those of you that are grossed out by that, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is just where the lighting was the best. And I thought, you know what better time to go ahead and get these videos filmed, because then I can edit them when I get home tomorrow, and I'll have this up for you guys on Sunday, way before like the regular trip vlogs will be done or whatever. So let's start with my time at Kidani Village. Now, we have stayed there a couple of other times as an entire family. Here are the major pros about Kidani Village. If you are in a 1 or 2 bedroom, that is the scenario, just like here at Bay Lake Tower, where you have a 1-bedroom villa, but you have 2 full bathrooms. So 2 toilets, 2 showers, 2 bathtubs, the whole thing. That's the same way here. For a larger family, that is a godsend, having that extra full bathroom. The other thing I love about Kidani Village is how small and quaint it is. It feels like the little baby brother of Jambo House. It is much less grand, but it also has just this intimate feeling, like you're visiting a friend's beautiful house on the African Savannah. Now, I did spring for a Savannah view room. I'm not sorry, but there are so many viewing areas that even if you didn't want to spend the money and or the points for Savannah view, I still think this is a great place. It was so quiet. You guys know how I feel about resorts and noise. And Kidani Village I couldn't hear my neighbors at all. So that was a huge plus. Of course, you've got Savannah right there in the lobby, which I love going into the bar at Savannah. You can get bread service, you can get wine. It is a great perk of staying there. The one huge downside to Kidani Village, well, really 2 things, and one of the 2 things has been true of both resorts, but there is not a quick service in the building, and actually at breakfast time, there are no options. Now, you can easily go over to Jambo House. There's a shuttle that goes back and forth. You could have ordered, do mobile ordering and all of that. There are no convenient breakfast options at Kidani Village. You can now do takeaway at Savannah, which is nice for lunch and dinner, but at breakfast time, you're kind of stuck other than the grab-and-go items that they have in the very small gift shop in the lobby. So that to me is a big downside. The other big downside is it is very remote, and this is true of both Animal Kingdom, Jambo House, and Kidani. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's why Scott doesn't love it over there. He feels like we're out of the action. We're not in the middle of everything. He doesn't love that, in the evenings, he can't go and, walk around and there's interesting places to walk or whatever. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, the bus service I had here was truly horrific, but the bus service has also been horrific at Bay Lake Tower. Word on the street is it is all staffing related, and Disney is really working hard to hire new bus drivers, but they are really having a hard time. So bus travel has been like an hour, and I'm not even being a little bit ridiculous. I did check Lyft times the other morning. We're talking $58 to go a journey that in the past has cost maybe $9 or at the most $15. Now is costing $40, $50 because so many people are frustrated with the buses and they're choosing to do Lyft or Uber. So that has just been a catastrophe. In terms of, let's be honest, on the spectrum of different catastrophes one can have in life, this is not a big deal. However, for Disney, the bus service has been catastrophic. My personal theory is that the reason they have extended the park hours has less to do with crowds and more to do with helping people not feel so salty about the fact that they can't get into a theme park, when they should. I basically missed all of the Animal Kingdom extra, the 30-minute early entry because we waited over an hour for a bus. I realize these are first world Disney problems, but it is something to be aware of. Transportation right now is very, very poor. The other thing about Kidani, I love the pool there, and you also can easily go back and forth between Kidani and John Boat House, depending on which pool is more your style. Unfortunately, I was not there long enough to take advantage of the pools. I was over at Victoria Falls. We ate at Jico. I ate at the bar at Sanaa. I really feel like I experienced the resort. And then my last morning, I sat on that balcony and I watched giraffes and zebras for almost 3 hours. And when I went to leave, I actually cried. I don't know when I have cried leaving a resort at Walt Disney World. I was super emotional about it. The place just gets in your heart. Very comfortable. The staff could not have been nicer. And then the big bonus was I actually got to tour the Grand Villa, which they had open so that whether you're a visitor or a DVC member, you could go and look at that. I will do probably in my second day vlog, I'll bring you guys that footage, but this Grand Villa was jaw-droppingly beautiful. The layout was incredible. And I just thoroughly enjoyed my time at Kidani Village. I will be going back there again very, very soon. It's usually fairly easy to get a villa at Kidani Village. I will, however, not stay there again unless I can rent a car because of the transportation issues. And then I will make sure that I have enough groceries so that I can do breakfast food in the room because of the lack of breakfast options. Okay, that's enough on Kidani Village. Let's move on to my time at Bay Lake Tower. So this stay has been magical, as one would expect. There really is no more convenient way to stay at Disney World than to stay at Bay Lake Tower or Contemporary because it's such a quick walk to get into Magic Kingdom. That's where everybody wants to be. And it's not only where everybody wants to be, I would say that and Epcot are the two places that are the most challenging to try to get out of at the end of the night. So being able to just walk over here is such an incredible perk. Now, Bay Lake Tower is such a community feeling area to me. Almost everyone that's staying here owns here. Everyone is smiling and saying hello to each other. I have been said hello to by viewers more in my time here than I think I ever have, just because a lot of people watch my DVC content. I adore it here. I love not only the Bay Lake pool, which is only for DVC members, and you do have to, click your Magic Band, but I really love the Contemporary pool. That quiet pool at the Contemporary is just, when I think vacation and swimming, that is what I picture. I absolutely adore it. And come on, y'all, it's the Contemporary, so you just can't beat the convenience. I'm actually staying on the 5th floor, which has a direct walkway over to the Grand Canyon Concourse where I can get on the monorail. I just got back from the Outer Rim Bar. Huge shout out to Liz that works there. I had a blood orange margarita, and then she gave me a couple of Diet Cokes. And then I went over to Contempo Cafe and did a mobile order to go, brought my chips back over, ate them in the bar. It just has this incredibly convenient city feel to it almost, but you're just steps away from the Magic Kingdom. So today when the Magic Kingdom got hot and I was just done with people, to just be able to walk over here is incredible. And tonight I'm going to go over and watch Enchantment, which I normally don't do because I'm so concerned with the crowds at the end and getting in and out. But I'm going to pop over right before the show. I'm going to watch from kind of by the train station, and then I'm just not going to worry about it. I might either come back here or just kind of hang back and wait for crowds to thin out, whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's just, you can be over here and never leave over here. I think, again, though, the transportation has been awful. I'm going to talk about the room quality in just a minute. But again, an hour long yesterday to get from Bay Lake Tower to Hollywood Studios. That's when that surge pricing kicked in with Lyft. Completely bonkers, ridiculous, and so many upset people. I waited about 45 minutes for the bus, and not even everybody got on my bus. The transportation's really bad. Now, my hope is by the time this video goes up, Disney will have hired and trained a whole bunch of people, and it might not even be an issue anymore. But for right now, it's an issue. If I were coming right now with my family, I think I would probably try to do a split stay between a yacht club, beach club area resort, and then over here on the monorail, so that you would have access to both places without having to rely on Disney transportation, because it is very, very bad. Okay, moving on to room quality here. Excellent room quality. I have not heard anything from this villa. Now, yes, it's absurd. I'm in a 1-bedroom. If you watch my prior video, you know that was kind of by mistake. I canceled another reservation. I didn't have any other options, so this is what I got. But I've been sleeping like a baby. I can't hear anything. The temperature is good. No, there are not duvets on the bed still. Disney fixed that. I did buy myself a robe, because if you stay in the contemporary side, you do get a robe, maybe just club level, but DVC, you don't get a robe. And so I bought a contemporary resort robe, and it is like, I know that that's such a small thing, but it has really like upped the luxury of my time here, and I absolutely love it. I haven't used the kitchen, obviously, other than coffee in the morning, and I did have some friends over for wine, but it's nice having it if I needed it. And it's just a very thoughtfully designed villa. Now, having said that, it is in need of some refurbishment. A lot of the woods are worn out. There's like a big stain on the banquette that needs to be addressed. The sink doesn't drain. And then today, the hot water went out in the entire building, which is very unusual. And I think I was the first one to report it, because I actually took a lukewarm shower and called down. I was like, I think there's something wrong with the hot water. So they were up here in my room, and she said, yeah, it's not just you. We figured out it's the whole building. So, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. But that happens at any hotel or any condo or apartment building anyway. It's just part of it. But the recreation here, even if you never went into a theme park, which of course you're going to do, because Magic Kingdom is just hop, skip, and a jump away. But between the DVC pool, which, as I said, is not really my favorite, it's kind of on the small side, and it's always very crowded, as opposed to, I went over to the Contemporary today and I swam over there, and it was much less crowded, a lot more chairs in the shade, a lot more room to spread out. But you do have a hot tub. I know, because I'm looking at it. You have a hot tub over there. In the Bay Lake Tower portion, you have a beautiful slide, you have a full pool bar, beautiful pool, restrooms, picnic area. Fairly sure that's where the grills are, because all the DVC resorts have grills. There's a shuffleboard area, there's a mini golf area, there's billiards down there, tons of recreation. And then right next door at the Contemporary, you can rent boats, you can take boats all over the place. It is truly, as Walt wanted it to be, the vacation capital of the world, right? There's so much to do even beyond the theme parks. And now with the addition of the Walkway to Grand Floridian, I actually walked the other day from the Polynesian, where we had dinner at Ohana, and we walked all the way back here to Bay Lake, and the walk was not bad at all. It was actually quite delightful. So that just adds another element and another bit of convenience. Now, of course, you're going to pay a premium. I paid an obnoxious amount of points for these 4 nights. And I mean, compared to like my old Key West, which I adore. I'm staying there again in November, and I kind of miss it. Old Key West is not only charming and delightful, but y'all, you get some bang for your buck. And that's true whether you're renting points, whether you're using your own points, or whether you're paying cash. This is going to be way more expensive than Old Key West. So you just kind of have to decide. I mean, I would say right now it's interesting, because with the transportation issues, that difference in price, you could for sure afford to rent a car. And then if you have a rental car, a lot of the transportation stuff is not even going to affect you. But my time here has been so immersive. And I think that's probably the best word that I know to describe staying anywhere on the monorail loop, is you fully feel immersed in the Disney magic. You walk around at night, you see fireworks, you see the electrical water pageant. It feels very much, there is no better place to be in the Disney bubble than to be anywhere in the monorail resorts, but particularly I think this Bay Lake Tower Contemporary area. We felt this way when the kids were young. It just has such an amazing feel to it. So I've loved every minute. The cast members have been stellar. This is probably the best customer service we've ever received on any of our trips. I think that the cast members are back in full force. Staffing, aside from transportation, seems to be back at levels that make it possible to get the kind of service that we've come to expect from Disney. And it's just been a truly, truly lovely stay. So of the two hotels, which one would I go back to? I would honestly say both, although Kidani Village does have some challenges because of the remoteness. I don't mind the remoteness. Other people might. You are going to pay less per night, whether point-wise or cash, although once you go Savannah view, but how can you not enjoy 3 hours on your balcony looking at those animals? Now, I would say if you're never going to be in your room, don't pay the premium for the Savannah view because you're not going to appreciate. They kind of alternate the animals throughout the day. But by and large, again, one of my favorite Disney stays. I know I say that every time I come here, but yeah, I truly love being here. I'm sad to be going home tomorrow, but I'm going home to husband and dogs and all of the things, and it's back to normal life. I won't be back here again until, September, just for one night after a cruise, and then I'll be back for a really solid stay in November that I'm really excited about. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so because all of the vlogs from this trip will start next Sunday. Make sure you give the video a big thumbs up. And if you're not one of my patrons, there are great perks over there on Patreon. I would love to see you there. It's how I'm able to not do sponsored posts or a ton of affiliate links. So it really means the world to me. And I also just want to say briefly for everyone that has said hi to me during this trip, you guys have completely made my day. Today, and this is the first time that has happened, 3 different times people just started a conversation and I thought we were just chatting, and it turns out they actually watch the channel. So it almost feels like being in a small town and just like people saying hey at the grocery store, and it means a lot to me. All right, I'm going to go get ready. I'm going to go over, I think, and see Enchantment, maybe stop by the Polynesian, do a little shopping, and I will see you guys next time. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're being really good to each other.